We're joined by Rob Bradford of WEEI and the Baseball Isn't Boring podcast. He's brought to you by McFarland Energy, the heating, cooling, and bioheat delivery pros that Eastern Mass and all of Cape Cod depend on, at McFarlandEnergy.com, by the E.L. Harvey Companies, including Nauset Disposal and Mega Disposal, your local trash collection and recycling providers, and by Aviva Trattoria, Italian-inspired, locally made from fresh, whole, locally sourced ingredients. Bradford, what's up?
Man, I didn't know I was so popular. I was going to yell McFarland, but I didn't start yelling all these other things too. But we'll start with McFarland. McFarland, my friend, how are you?
Yes. McFarland to you, Rob. McFarland to you.
Very popular, man. Bradford sales goes crazy for Bradford.
I
really do.
I think it was because I went viral trying to put my sunglasses on the other day. And so I think that might have I think my brand has never been hotter because of that.
Well, so Rob, I actually have my Team USA glasses. If you're watching on Twitch.tv, here's how you put them on. It's very, very simple. But yeah, what happened with that? If you haven't seen the viral video of Bradford struggling to put on his glasses, Carabas tweeted it out. You can check out Jared Carabas' timeline. What was going on there? Why can't you put on sunglasses?
Well, I was standing in back of Trevor's story, and I knew the camera was on me, and so I'm blind. And unfortunately, I lost my regular glasses, so my sunglasses, the only glasses I can see out of, so I couldn't tell if my tape recorder was running. So I tried to put my sunglasses on, and I knew I was in that Nesson shot. I knew it. I was like praying. I said, please don't say anything interesting. But sure enough, that's what pops up. And it's just a complete mess. But yeah, and I actually asked Trevor before spring training ends, can we do a simulation where you stand there and I expertly put my sunglasses on in back of you? So yeah, well, listen, again, my brand has never been harder.
And you've been day to day since, and yet you're still grinding. So no time off, no IL stint.
No. I mean, you poke your eye out with sunglasses, you got to power through it. That's the first rule of Fight Club.
I get it. So baseball isn't boring, and neither has this week for the Red Sox. How do you think Alex Cora is enjoying putting out the fires of Devers and Casas so far?
Well, I think that the Devers thing, they knew that was probably coming in some form or fashion. And that's actually what Cora says. I knew that I was going to go after Devers because, we had met with him and we knew he was going to be the no. Maybe he wasn't expecting how much do you weigh, saying 240. But everything else they were sort of expecting it. And I thought Cora did a really, really good job of sort of bobbing and weaving his way through that press conference. The Casas thing they were not expecting. And I think that was a little bit more exhausting for them because it's just like, really, like we have to do this. And you juxtapose that against Alex Bregman talking outside the clubhouse, I think it was that same day. And it was just like him just expertly, doing the veteran thing. I'll do whatever is for the team, whatever is good. We just want to win. And you have Casas who's like, yeah, Bregman should play second. Devers should play third. All these rookies, they should start in the minors. And I said to the other providers, we missed such a great opportunity. We could have asked him about foreign policy. We could have asked him anything.
Yeah, anything. He would have answered it.
I mean, we totally missed that. We could have gone for another hour asking about climate, problems and whatever it is, But that was good enough for that day. So anyway, it's been exhausting, but it's not, for Cora, I think that he's pretty understanding that this is early in spring training and it is what it is. And you guys, we probably talked about it and I've talked about it. This is how it used to be all the time. Like we used to have this stuff all the time and it's kind of refreshing his back.
Yeah, no, I love it. I mean, for us, it's fantastic. Do you think the Red Sox put the clamps on him? Because if this was a Patriot player, we would never hear from this guy ever again. Whereas it is spring training, like there are different opportunities to talk. Do you think he'll be out there again sometime soon?
Oh, Casas?
Yeah.
Casas?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he'll be out there. No, you can't stop him. I talked to him today. He's already ready to do the Wasabi Challenge. And is there anything more controversial than the Wasabi Challenge?
Let me tell you, top of the list. I smoked the Wasabi Challenge when we did that last. Didn't even faze me.
You don't have any taste buds.
You actually did. You
didn't even bat an eye.
It was like you were an alien. I mean, it was like you had no taste buds. I didn't know even how you did it, but that'll be back. And I think that Casas, you go back to last year, and I told Cora, I said the best line. I can't remember whose show it was on, but when Cora was on last year with you guys, and it was after Casas had talked to Cotillo and myself, and he said, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then an hour later, he talked to Lars Stickles and says, "There's a knife sticking through my chest," right? And then so Cora comes on the radio, and he says, "You can't be telling Rob and the brand one thing and everybody else something else." And I'm like, "Thank you. That was the best line you had all." but so I told him T-shirts are on the way, the brand. But he is. This is sort of what they have to deal with Casas, and I think that the biggest thing with Casas in talking to guys, like I had a conversation with Vaughn Grissom, and it was who was one of these guys who could it impacted. Like you said, you have a teammate say that Bregman should play second base, and meanwhile the guy who is trying to make the team and start at second base is sitting there right in the same locker room, and Grissom's like, "No, it's all good. We all know the deal, and everyone thinks it's chaotic, but it's not chaotic." And I think a large part of that is because it is the end of February, and they also know what Triston Casas he's going to say what's on his mind. But I think really it's not like he's a bad teammate. He has no filter. Like, it's good for us.
Well,
but it's not good for Alex Cora.
But so Rob, and maybe he's not a bad teammate, although I don't know. He's saying minor leaguers shouldn't be on the big league club, so I don't know how he's viewed. You would know better than me on that. But you use the word exhausting, no filter. Is Triston Casas a long-term fit in Boston based on those sort of things he brings to the table? Aside from his talent, how long-term of a fit is he here?
Really, Adam, I think that it comes back to it's a simplistic way of looking at it. But with Triston Casas, if you're good, then all of this other stuff doesn't matter. But we have to find out how good he is. That's the problem. I mean, we do these shows, and I don't remember a more polarizing player in a long, long time. And when he's not playing or he's not producing, everybody is this guy, get him out of town. He's a distraction, all this stuff. But when he's good, he's entertaining and he's wacky and he's saying what's on his mind. And I just think from the organization's point of view, it really comes down to that. I think, listen, this guy still has options. I mean, this guy still has options. He could be sent down. He has to produce. I mean, there's no question that he has to produce. He knows that. They know that. But he has a little bit of a track record, enough of a track record you think he is going to be a good hitter for them. But he better be a good hitter, especially this year, because if he isn't the answer and he does go the way of Bobby Dahlback, then all of a sudden Vlad Guerrero comes. That conversation heats up in a hurry.
Any legitimacy to my theory that Casas is annoyed about being in trade rumors, is annoyed about all the Vlad Guerrero talk, that he took the Devers thing and said, all right, I'm just going to add gasoline to the fire and just kind of make it worse?
Well, the way, if you're going to go down that road, the way you look at it is, you're talking about Devers potentially one of the places he might land is first base, right? So if you could say Triston Casas doesn't want Rafael Devers to play first base. He wants to end that conversation. So that's what the way to go, the route to go is, well, Devers plays third, I play first, Bregman plays second, all is right in the world. So if you wanted to sort of give the impetus for him doing something like that because of his own deal, I think that's the biggest thing. I don't think the trade rumors have anything to do with it. I don't. I think that, and another part of this, bizarrely with Casas saying this, I think he's trying to be a good teammate to Devers in a way. Mm-hmm. Like Devers is viewed as a popular guy in there. Devers is viewed as a gamer in there. Devers is understood. Like, he can not have his great moments with the media and all of that, but still, like, they understand the importance of Rafael Devers. And I think that Triston Casas, in his weird way, was trying to sort of get behind him in that way.
You mentioned this earlier. Cora was asked about it. Is Devers in shape?
No.
Nice.
No. I mean, he was at 240. I mean, I don't know. Who knows? I mean, listen, it's not. I couldn't tell you. I mean, the Pablo Sandoval 19% will go down in in Red Sox history as the most like ill-advised conditioning mention of all time. Because 19% is pretty good, I think. And Pablo Sandoval was not pretty good.
No.
Rafael Devers is, for him, not. This isn't in the type of shape that you would like to see him in. Is it Pablo Sandoval? Is it, George Scott running around in a rubber suit? No, this is. I'm totally dating myself. By the way, I apologize.
There.
Yeah, deep cut. I mean, it used to be where you show up to spring training, you put in the rubber suit, smoke some cigarettes, and next thing you know, the season started. But no, I mean, I think right now he's a little bit heavier than he was certainly when playing last year. But we haven't seen him play. Like, we hear about him hitting. I don't think he's like crazy out of shape, because I think that's just what his body type is. But I would say this: you will like to see him get in better shape as it goes on, particularly because this is a reality. This is a results business. You can say he's a big guy who hits the ball hard and he can function at that weight and everything else. But the last few years, in August and September and in October, he hasn't been healthy. And I got to imagine that one leads to the other in some respect. So you can need this guy to get in better shape, to understand that dynamic, to get through a season. And I think, honestly, that's one of the things they're thinking about with DH, besides Bregman's a better third baseman, is that we need this guy to get through a season. And the wear and tear playing third base is not going to be as conducive to that as maybe DHing, 50% of the time.
So ultimately, whose decision is it whether Devers plays third or not? Is it Cora? Is it Breslow? Is it somehow Devers? Like, whose decision is it?
Well, according to Devers, it's Devers' decision.
I know.
Although we couldn't quite do that math. I mean, I'm not a math major, but science would suggest that the player doesn't have a say in that. And as someone said to me, I've never seen a player retire after switching positions. So we he can say no. It's just, again, it's so bizarre. And well, what are you going to do? I don't know. I'm a third baseman. So to answer your question, I think it's Alex Cora's decision. And I think the front office weighs in, obviously, and I think the front office already has they're leaning towards something, because you hear what they say, you hear what Breslow said, that it's our responsibility to put the best team on the field that we possibly can, and the best team defensively is undeniably Alex Bregman playing third. So, but I think that at the end of the day, they're going to defer to Cora, and Cora is also going to be the one that has to manage the situation. So, yeah, I do think it's going to be Cora.
Real quick, I know you got to run. Give us a name here. Who's your opening day third baseman? Who's the Red Sox opening day third baseman?
I think it'll be Bregman.
Nice.
Ooh.
Good.
And part of it is they can slow play the Devers, the whatever is his shoulder, and also you have a couple guys who are intriguing second, which you can't ignore. Vaughn Grisham's looked really different player. He looked like a different player. He looks good. And Christian Campbell, obviously, everybody loves him. So I mean. And Bregman's today back at third. I think he's been bouncing back and forth from second or third. But this is another reason why you should listen to the Red Sox broadcast every single day.
Absolutely.
Any day other than when you're not listening to you guys.
Right.
And,
great point, Rafael.
Yeah.
Yep. Great point. Well, you can check that out.
We'll put it on demand, so you can go to sleep listening to me talk about big number 97 coming in the seventh inning. So,
excellent.
yeah.
Well, you can hear it here on WEEI, all over the Odyssey app as well. That's also where you can find the Baseball Isn't Boring podcast. Check that out from Bradford. He joins us every Thursday here on Jones and Keefe. Rob, we appreciate it. Thanks so much.
By the way, Trace Thompson, my random Red Sox of the day, brother of Clay Thompson, he's in camp.
Nice.
Yeah. Some good basketball. He talked about how he took an Uber from Worcester to go party till 5 o'clock in the morning on June 16th, 2022, after the Warriors won. I mean, that's what spring training's all about. Talking to Clay Thompson's
That's
brother.
a good nugget right there.
Okay, Bradford, good stuff.
Appreciate that.
All right. See you guys.
All right. Rob Bradford.
You know what's going to happen?
What's that?
Is Bregman, if Bregman starts the season at third, it's going to be because Devers is like on IL. Like Devers is like not healthy enough, and it's going to be like, all right, he's not even in the lineup, and then he's playing third base. Like, not a great start.
No.
You're complaining about having to move positions, but you're not even healthy enough to play, and you're not in shape.
How about that?
Awesome.
Is he in shape? No.
Nope.
Who's your third baseman? Who's the third baseman? Bregman.
Great.
So good stuff there from Brad.